minute since our last episode, so if you guys are new here, welcome to the Inside Swoop. This is the official podcast of Northwest University Athletics. Today, I'm super excited to be joined by two track athletes. Jarron is also cross country, but here we have Jenisha Green and Jarron Ransford, two very important components of their teams. We're going to have a lot of fun today, talking about both of your careers at Northwest so far, answering some fun questions, and just kind of getting to know each other a bit more. So it's been, a little bit over a month since you both competed at the championships in Klamath Falls, Oregon. So let's just kind of start with what you've been up to so far. It's officially summer. You have no class. I don't know if you've been training or not, but it's been about a month since you've been off. So why don't you just tell us what you've been up to?
Yeah, so I am actually from Montana, so I'm staying here over the summer, and I'm working at the Y as a swim instructor, which is super fun. And yeah, I've just been lifting, throwing as much as I can. There's a lot more opportunity, like throwing-wise, out here than back at home, so that has been really fun to be a part of, and yeah.
Cool.
Yeah, I'm from Arlington, so I'm pretty close to here. I just went home, started working. I work at a restaurant. I'm a server, which is fun, and I took like a week off of running, which was nice. And then I got back into it, building back the mileage, and yeah, it's been fun.
Jarron, I actually have a quick question for you, before we get into track stuff. It might take you a little bit off guard, but do you have a morning or nightly facial routine?
No.
You don't?
No.
Oh, well, that's perfect, because today's episode of the Inside Swoop is actually sponsored by DermaKind Esthetics. DermaKind Esthetics, located in Snohomish, Washington, offers skincare products as well as a variety of professional services such as custom clinical facials, chemical peels, and even young teen facials. If you have no idea where to start, you can book a consultation with the esthetician where you'll receive a skin analysis and treatment plan to start taking care of your skin. This episode is sponsored by DermaKind Esthetics. You can book an appointment online at DermaKindAesthetics.com. We'll have that link down in the description, but you can also look them up on Instagram, DermaKindAesthetics_spa. So, Jarron, if you want to get into nightly or morning facial routines, or even go get a skin analysis, you're welcome to do so. Jenisha already has it down. I mean, she's glowing. Yeah. Look at her. But,
thank you.
Anyways, thank you, DermaKind. So yeah, let's get into a bit of your careers here at Northwest. Jenisha, we're going to start with you. As you said, you're from Columbia, Montana?
Columbia Falls, yeah.
Columbia Falls, okay. Glacier High School. So you came in as a freshman in 2023, competed in 15 events right away. So 6 meets in shot put, 5 meets in discus, and 4 meets in hammer. So you had your hands full coming in as a freshman. What did it mean for you to be given that opportunity coming in right out of high school, competing in all these meets? Just kind of talk about what that meant to you to be given those opportunities right away.
Yeah, so fun fact, like in Montana, we don't have hammer, so it was a lot of like learning as like transitioning from high school to college, and then also learning a whole new throw. And so it was just like, I don't really know how to describe it. Like, it was kind of fun for me just because like I like learning like new throws and competing the best that I can. And so like I am so blessed to have those like opportunities in those meets that I had, because it just helped me grow like as a thrower, and it makes me just excited also for like the more years that I have here. So
yeah, that's actually interesting what you say about hammer, because in your first meet you threw a hammer about 20 meters, and then compared to your last meet as a freshman, 13 meters more than that.
Yeah.
And so you can definitely tell that she came into that just wanting to try something new, and it worked out.
Yes.
You did well.
It was a lot of trial and error. A lot of hammer is a very like technical throw, so it's a lot of like getting the rotations down, making sure your feet match where your arms are, and keeping your shoulders down. So it's like, it was a process, but it's, I don't know, it's kind of rewarding when you get to see like those huge like PR marks and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So
let's talk about a weighted throw as well. So I'll be honest, I looked it up because I know what a hammer is.
Mhm.
You're not throwing an actual hammer,
Mm-mm.
by the way. I looked up a weighted throw, and that's more of an indoor event.
Yes.
And do you kind of do the same type of throw as a hammer?
So normally during preseason we start with weighted throw because then it helps us get like our footwork down, because the weighted throw it's a little bit heavier because it is like indoor, and so that just helps us like make sure our feet work is right, and then like our arms, so then when we actually throw the hammer come track time, we already like work through the
and then the hammer throw is lighter than it.
A little bit, yeah.
Okay. So looking back in February, so the indoor track season, you competed in weighted throwing almost 11 meters, which is, for people like me, have to look it up in yards, which is about 12 yards if you're thinking about a football field, which is dangerously close to the school record, if you didn't know. And do you know who holds the school record for weighted throw?
I do not.
So this was crazy because I was looking at our record books. It's IDL from the education department.
Oh.
Yes. So she is the program assistant for the College of Education. So I literally saw that in the record book. She threw 11.98, and you were around just right below 11. So very close to the school record. But IDEA holds it. Saw that in the record book. I got out of my chair right away in my office, marched down to Fee to find her, and I was like, I found her. She doesn't even know who I am. I introduced myself. I was like, did you know that you hold the school record? And she was like, yeah. I was like, oh, obviously you probably know that. But anyways, then moving on to sophomore year, in shot put, discus, and hammer, you showed improvement in each of your events, which I think is a huge accomplishment. I mean, that's props to you.
Thank you.
And then your first championship showing in hammer, which is just also so cool now to know that it was your second year ever doing it. You threw right under your PR at the championship. So tell me kind of what that was like. Were you frustrated not to hit your PR? Were you just happy to be there? What were the emotions like?
I kind of went in with the mindset of like, just be happy like whatever I throw, because it was just a really good opportunity to be able to go. Like I went in and I was like, I'm not going to be like the champion. Like I'm just here for like experience, and then also like to be with the team. And so it was like weird because normally like I do get upset like if I throw under like my PR or I feel like I do badly, but I was just like, I ended with a lot of peace and a lot of like joy, just because like the team was there, and then like I knew that it was just something that for next year like to put a lot of work in. And so, but yeah, I left with a lot of like peace and like just gratitude about being able to just do the sport that I love, and then also just have the experience.
Yeah, and you have a couple more opportunities coming up, so hopefully you'll be back at the championship. We'll come back to you with some more fun questions, but Jarron, we're going to go over to you now. Jarron Ransford from Lakewood High School, not only a track athlete, but cross country as well. So coming out of your senior year of high school, you kind of had to jump into cross country right away, being a fall sport. Well, first of all, I'm going to expose myself a little bit. So I'm new to track and cross country lingo, as people can tell through social media. So there's a cross country race. 8,000 meters. What do you call that?
8K.
Okay, I knew. Okay. So the 8K. So it would be weird for me to say 8,000 meters, or is that not weird?
Not so weird. Not as weird as the 1.5K.
Okay, so explain that.
Well, that's the 1,500. I don't know.
Okay, so you don't say 1.5K, you say 1,500.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's too short.
That's good to know.
Yeah.
Okay.
But if it's like a 3K, then you say 3K.
And 5K, you say 5K.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
But you say 1,500 meter.
1,500 meter, yeah.
Okay, that's good to know. Because everything else sounds, I feel like saying 8,000 meters sounds weird. I like 8K, 5K, 3K. Don't say 1.5K.
Don't say 1.5K.
Because that is crazy. Okay, that's good to know.
Yeah.
So, I'm going to be saying 8K because that just sounds better and I sound like I know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
So, in the 8K, you made the CCC Championships as a freshman. And then, so talk to us about that a little bit.
Yeah, I was just part of the team
Mm-hmm.
that went there, and I kind of just got to watch some of my fast teammates have pretty good races, and that was a rough day that year. Our top guy Micah got disqualified,
Right.
Which was rough, and yeah, I wasn't involved much in the scoring or the outcome of the race, and I kind of like wished I could have been more involved. So that's kind of been some motivation for me too.
Yeah.
Since then, I've wanted to be more of a role player on the team.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then going into track season, didn't go to the championships, but you had a lot of good baselines to go off of for your sophomore season.
Yeah.
Then going into your sophomore season, as an athlete at NU, I would say you made a great improvement in that 8K, shaving a minute 40 off, which is great. And then you PR'd at 26 minutes, 23 seconds. And that was a part of a new school record at NU for the 8K team time.
Yeah.
So tell us about that experience. I mean,
that was really exciting.
Yeah, it was with Micah Murphy, Tyrell Bonner, Cameron Nielsen, Levi Nichols, and yourself. So that's just, I really like that event because you think of cross country and track as an individual sport, because it is, but then you guys coming together, putting all your times together and breaking a school record, that's big time. And so tell me what you're thinking during the race. Like, I'm sure you're not adding the times together and thinking, oh, we're gonna beat this.
No, definitely
so tell us how you feel that out.
That race specifically, we had one team from our conference in mind to beat. They just had a lot of similar runners to us, and if we beating them would have been like a confidence boost and would set us on a good track come conference that year. And so mostly what I was thinking during that race is specific people to beat from other teams, and also like my own teammates, because I mean the record's really cool for those top 5, but what it doesn't show is like the 6th, 7th, 8th guy on our team were also really close behind. And so if it was a record for top 7, top 8 team time, it also would have been that by a huge margin, even bigger than the top 5, which is really cool to see. So yeah, my teammates were right around me the whole time, right in front of me. Levi's right in front of me, Gavin's right behind me, and so I was thinking about beating them the whole time or just sticking with them. But yeah, the main competition that day was those runners from other schools that we were trying to beat, and it's also just a really fun meet. It was at Willamette, which is just it's a fun course. I actually do like it a lot.
Yeah, cool.
Yeah,
that's awesome. So then you made your way back to the championships for the second time. And so my next question for you is, obviously you're doing cross country and you're doing track. What are the differences in training for fall versus training for the spring? You go from long distance, like 5-mile races to 400 and 800 meter races. So what do you have to do to make sure you're training for one thing while not hurting your abilities in another?
Well, they do kind of go hand in hand. I mean, when you transition to track, you start doing a lot more workouts on the track. We don't have a track on campus, so we did most of our workouts on the trail for cross country. So the transition to the track is kind of fun, and you also just work in like a lot of faster workouts come track season. So that little indoor period between cross and track is kind of mostly used as a transition for most of us. And that's kind of where you start to build speed, and it depends on what your focus is, because some people will do like the 10K and the 5K. In that case, they kind of just keep chugging along with what they've been doing. But yeah, I did kind of want to change my focus to the mile and the 800 or 1500 in track. So I did, a little less mileage. It wasn't so necessary to have high mileage.
Right.
Some faster, shorter workouts, like shorter reps and stuff like that, which is honestly really fun. I like those workouts a lot. They hurt a lot more in the moment, but they feel good.
Cool.
Yeah.
Where does the buzz cut come into this?
What?
So you have track and you have cross country, different trainings. Is the buzz cut more of a track thing or a cross country thing? And you can tell, obviously, that's not me bringing that up. That's your buddy Jack wanting me to bring that up.
Oh, nice, Jack. Yeah, that's funny. I don't know what you're talking about, really.
Yeah, you've never had a buzz cut? That was your twin brother?
No. Yeah,
Okay.
that was him. Yeah.
Okay, good to know.
I was just feeling adventurous, you know. I was like, just wanted to change it up, and I enjoyed getting made fun of until my hair grew back, and I'm never gonna do it again, ever.
Okay,
So,
good to know.
Yeah.
Let the record
Jarron's
say.
had a hair journey.
Yeah, I've had a hair
Over
journey.
the years.
I didn't know how much people hated it. I thought I was just fine. I thought I was just like, well, that's silly. But
Not gonna lie, when I saw you when we came back and practiced, my jaw,
threw up a little in your mouth?
I was like,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah, well, you found who your true friends are.
Yeah, I
I've
did.
heard that.
Yeah,
Jenisha probably being one of them, because she's telling you now.
it's true.
I mean, she didn't tell you to your face. Good.
Yeah.
Yeah. So let's talk a little
I got
bit
you.
about your coach, Mark Mandi.
Mhm.
I wanted to ask you guys about his captain appointing process, because he actually brought this up to me the other day. So a lot of teams that I've been on, you vote for captains, or a coach just appoints a captain, or maybe the seniors just naturally fall into that role. But the way that Mark does it, and correct me if I'm wrong, is in a unique way. The athletes have to submit like a resume or an essay about why they want to be a captain and why they think they're fit for the position. So tell me about that process a little bit, and how that's differed from other teams you've been on, and what the benefits are from it, either one of you.
I would say that I like it because then like you can kind of just like see like why they want to be a team captain, because like really, like you said, like with the application process, you do have to like explain like why you want to be a captain, and you can just really see like in somebody's heart like why they want to be a captain, and like how they will use that for the team. And so I think that that's super, like, I like that aspect as well. But
Yeah, I like how you have to, like, I mean, in other teams I've been on, it's been typically like the athletes vote on who they want to be the captain. And of course that person can like decline it or accept it. But especially with this way, you really get someone who actually wants to be the captain. Like if it's something they feel passionate about and like really want to do, then you can tell a lot easier. And then Mark takes their application and shows it to all the other coaches, and they talk about it, and if they don't think it's the right fit, then it's not a right fit, and maybe the other person will reflect on it and see if it's something they want to change. But if someone really does want to be a captain, then it's the best way to find someone who's good for it.
Yeah. I really like that process. It kind of weeds out maybe popularity sometimes, or people just voting for someone that they like, or just voting for a senior. Because I don't know, sometimes a freshman or a sophomore can come in and really have those good leadership qualities, and then they're able to show that to coaches. And then he was saying, even if somebody doesn't get it, at least he knows that they have some leadership qualities, and maybe they'll lead a workout someday or something.
And there's so many like different events we have, and we don't have a captain for every event, so there's leaders within every training group, and
I love that. All right, we're gonna bring out this hat. This is a women's basketball hat. It's red for certain reasons that only women's basketball players know. But there's a few questions in here. I'm just gonna have you guys each draw a couple questions out, read it out loud for the viewers to hear, and then go ahead and answer. So who wants to start?
you go first this
All right.
Okay. What has been your favorite class at NU and why? This is a very easy question. It's business law with Brother Todd Nelson. It was definitely my favorite class because, well, first of all, Brother Nelson is a very fun professor. He's very intentional with all of us. He's super engaging, and he just made the class really fun. I also had 4 other teammates with me in the class, and we were all in a group, X5, if you're wondering, very famous law group. We won all our cases.
Oh, good.
Yeah,
Right.
and Yeah, it was a lot of fun.
I would have to agree. If I were asked that same question, business law.
Same class?
Yep, Wednesday nights, 3-hour class with Brother Nelson. I was a part of the defendants group, being, I think we were Bob's Burgers. We won our case as well. So
we were also Bob's Burgers.
Did you win too?
Okay. Yeah, by a landslide. And
Right.
we countersued for like defamation, and we learned a lot about how a courtroom works and the process and everything, and we forgot to list the amount we were countersuing for.
We did the same thing.
Really?
Yes.
Wow. Okay. Nice. Yeah.
Because we didn't write the amount on the whiteboard, and so Brother Nelson said something about that, but we still won. So
yeah, we still won the main case. Yeah. And there was some, we ruined some relationships with that case.
Right.
There was definitely a divide in the classroom from then on, but still a great class.
It happens.
Yeah, it happens.
All right, Jenisha, here you go.
What is your favorite memory or thing about Coach Mark Mandi? I think my favorite thing about Coach is he's very intentional with us. Like, he loves having like conversations with us, not just about faith, but like also about like how we're doing, and then also just like, I would say more just like his like how intentional he is with us, and he loves like he also loves taking pictures for us, and that's also fun too, because you always try to just at meets find where Coach is, and he's normally with his camera just like shooting and or just like talking with us and stuff like that. So I would say that's probably one of my favorite things about him.
So I'll hop on that. If I pulled that question, I would have said how it also intentionally is, and just like he has a lot going on. Like, he's got a lot of things on his plate. He's a dad, and that's already a big responsibility, but also just coaching he's got all these different athletes that want to meet with him. But when you are meeting with him and talking with Mark in like any setting, he's very like at that point he has nothing else going on. He's very focused and engaged, and he's a good listener. He's great to talk to, because none of that other stuff he has going on is like relevant at the time.
He has a lot of wisdom too. He loves like sharing what he's learned. Like, he was telling us that while he runs, he's like reciting a book of the Bible, and so he'll just like talk about that, and it's just like, I don't know, it's just like, so I don't really know how to describe it. It's just so like amazing to see like how passionate like your coach can be about something, and like for Coach Mark, that is his faith, and then also like bringing that to the team and having us also grow in our faith, and that is something that I really admire as well. So.
Yeah, he memorized Romans, if anyone's wondering. Memorized the entire book of Romans while running. Wow. Yeah, so if you ever see him, you should just like put a verse on his head and see if he can recite it.
Yeah,
right.
He probably can. Right. Yeah, it's pretty cool.
If you have about 10 minutes, you can ask him to recite
the whole book.
thing.
Yeah.
Right, great. Go ahead, Jarron.
Okay. Oh, nice. If you could compete in any other event other than the ones you already compete in with no training necessary, what would it be? The pole vault, because it looks the coolest. You knew that?
I knew you were going to say that.
Yeah, okay, wow.
This also looks the scariest.
It looks so cool.
You said you wanted that question. Do you have an answer too?
Yeah, I was thinking like either one of the jumping events, like the high jump or like triple jump, because like, I don't know, it just looks so fun and stuff like that.
Yeah,
so.
just feel athletic.
Yeah,
high jump
just
looks
like,
really athletic.
Yeah. Like,
awesome.
I feel like, have you seen the videos of them like doing their steps and then they like fall?
Oh yeah.
I feel like that would be me though. But like,
not even
I
reaching the jumping
No,
part?
like
right.
I just like face plant or something like that. But I would still want to try it.
Maybe someday.
Yeah, maybe someday.
Go ahead.
If you had to start a business with someone on your team, who would you pick? I would I thought about this one, and I would probably pick Lizzie, because she's very organized and very likes to have a plan. So I feel like she would help the business stay on track. And I would probably want to, like, I don't know. I was just like thinking, like, if I buy things for my business, she would be more of the like, okay, like, is this reasonable for our business? But I would like want to buy it.
Right.
So she would have to like help me tamed down a little bit, but
Yeah.
probably Lizzie.
Yeah. Do you have an answer for that one, Jarron?
Yeah, I mean, I'd have to probably go Trevor Blair, just because, you know, he's my business bud. We've taken like every business class together on purpose. We schedule our classes together, so it'd have to be him. We understand each other too well. He was also an X5, the law group, from Brother Nelson, if anyone was wondering. Yeah.
Good.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Jarron. You can
Okay.
pick now.
It's 2 left. Okay. What is my favorite track memory? Is that like all time?
Let's go at NU.
At NU. Okay. I guess I'd probably have to say track conference this year. It was really fun. I mean, I competed well too, so I was happy with my performance, and most of our team competed really well, close to their PRs, if not PRing. And like everyone was there, like almost everyone was there, and it was like the last meet I got to have with a lot of my teammates before they graduated or, you know, moved to a different school or whatever it was. So yeah, it was just a good send off. It was just a positive experience all around.
Good.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Last one.
What has been your biggest success as a college athlete? I would probably say conference, just because it's like it is something that you've worked towards like the entire season. So I would say that was probably my biggest success, or also like just like reaching certain goals you had. Like this past season, like my goal was to PR in almost every meet, and so like and that was just something that I felt like I could do, and something that I did kind of succeed in. So I would say that probably is just like achieving the goals that I set for myself in the beginning of the season.
Awesome. Felicia wanted me to bring something up with you, Jenisha, about how it's really easy to wake you up in the mornings for meets.
Oh, yeah.
And that I'm being sarcastic, obviously. She told me she has to bribe you with coffee sometimes. So what's it like getting up early for those meets for you?
It very much is a process. I am not a morning person whatsoever. I always tell the team, especially my coach, that I need like at least an hour to be able to function. But I mean, those are also kind of like the funnest meets, is like waking up early. It's when I get there, like when I'm awake, I'm fine, but it's the getting there part.
Right, the process of waking up.
Yeah, but yeah, so we're still learning how to wake up early, but
junior year is going to be different, right?
One can hope. But yeah.
Yeah, awesome. Well, it's been a blast having you guys here. I love learning more about cross country and track. I go to these two a lot when I have questions about how to say something or about what a certain race means. So you guys have been really helpful in my transition, and I can't wait to see you guys succeed in academics and athletics in your junior, senior-ish. Yeah. One more thank you to DermaKind Esthetics for sponsoring this episode. We're hoping to see Jarron book an appointment there pretty soon. So yeah, thank you guys so much. And to our viewers, we'll see you next time. This has been the Inside Swoop.